Welcome back to another fine Sunday dinner. True royal kingdoms of the past. And yes,
Mm.
we about to dive into that.
Yes, yes,
Peace,
yes, yes.
peace.
Peace, 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 family. Welcome back, all.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody stopping in.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to all the
Please.
chosen ones worldwide. Worldwide.
Shout out
Whoa.
to you all. It's always a joy. Always good to come together and share whatever the is load. What do you call it? Downloaded from the ether,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes,
from our
yes.
higher self. From our higher self. So we're talking about the stolen kingdoms.
Yes.
Wow. There's so many stolen kingdoms and so many myths, so many lies.
Mm,
First and foremost, we got to deal with how they stole at the kingdom. They make us look for kingdoms on the exterior and not address the kingdom that is within. Yeah.
Yeah.
mm.
Good point, sister. Good point.
Mm.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
Yeah.
Um,
We
and when
deal
you
with
just think
exterior
about,
so much stuff. Yeah. Think about it.
mm,
We deal
yep,
with so much exterior, everything pointing us somewhere else for another savior to come and save us, for somebody else to come to heal us. But they never teach us that the kingdom that is within. You
Yeah.
understand? And you have a whole kingdom within yourself that you need to manage and manifest. But that's the biggest heist. I think that's the biggest heist right there, first and foremost. Stealing your personal kingdom from you.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yep. And then you gotta think about the validation that people need from others. Social media, how people, go crazy about getting likes and stuff like that. The materialistic stuff that people need to make them feel like they doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
when a lot of times some of them people they get all that stuff and still not happy. So you know what I'm saying? It's just, like you say, it's that they got to find that the inner joy, the inner kingdom. You know?
Absolutely. That's a good point. And it's interesting how like I was just saying a minute ago, they've been showing us that this is what happens. You watch Gladiator, you watch what was that movie with there was another one, but it was about the Roman Empire or whatever. Like them guys was killing their own fathers and brothers and whatever just to make sure that they get on the throne. And it was like,
Yep.
you're
Yep.
doing too much, man. Really? You're doing way too
Yep.
much.
And already be royalty, already, have a life of privilege, and it's not enough, still not enough. They
Yeah,
gotta be at the tip and top.
right.
Like,
It's never made sense to me. Like, bro,
mm-hmm,
if you become king, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And even if you didn't, like, I don't have to go so far as to steal the kingdom, you know? But
mm-hmm,
they've been stealing kingdoms and elections and all kinds of stuff for a long time. And unfortunately, people don't really care, to actually do something about it. But this one brother we got today, we got on video, he's doing something about it. And I pray for him. I pray that he gets success and that he actually is able to wake up the rest of the world and be like, hold up, maybe I need to check my ancestry, check my lineage or whatever. But he traced his back to being the actual king of England, and we'll get into that video after this one. But you know, it's interesting. It's interesting to. I thought it would be a good way to, you know, break out the truth for those who don't know that the kingdom that's being stolen really is the kingdom that's within, like the Queen Dr. Sublime mentioned.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up? What's up, Jen? What's up, Hikma? What's up, Hoover?
Yes, yes. Shout out to the chat. We appreciate y'all for being here. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yes, yes, great to have you all.
So
Yeah, so you're gonna play a video?
yeah, we gonna get right into this first one, and then we can do our thoughts on it.
You were taught Africa had no kingdoms. That's not true. Pause. Long before colonization, powerful African states shaped the world. The Ghana Empire controlled gold trade across West Africa, not modern Ghana, the ancient empire that supplied Europe's gold. The Mali Empire followed. Mansa Musa ruled it in the 1300s. So wealthy, his pilgrimage to Mecca reshaped global gold prices. In Timbuktu, universities taught law, science, and astronomy. Manuscripts still exist today. Further south, Great Zimbabwe built massive stone cities. No mortar, precise engineering, evidence of long-distance trade with China and the Middle East. These kingdoms didn't vanish because they were weak. They declined due to trade shifts, invasions, and later colonial disruption. History didn't forget them, it skipped them. And this is only a fraction of what existed. So when did the story change? And who decided what was remembered? If this changed how you see history, like share and subscribe. You were taught Africa had no kingdoms.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
What an interesting short that is.
Yeah. We had many, many kingdoms here. They talk about Mansa Musa, they come for the Shanti tribe was the gold tribe. They still the gold tribe, they still the gold kingdom. They still have a king. There are still many kings that here. The Yorubas have kingdoms. The even here in Kenya, you have kingdoms. There's a kingdom that is still up and functioning in Uganda called the Buganda Kingdom, and they still have a king today. They have their own parliament separated from the government parliament.
Yeah.
You know, that is up and running. So yeah, they won't let you know that there are kingdoms that are still up and running and ruling. But they got what call it, East Swatini down there inside South Africa. They still have a king. They just coronated one. I think it was last year or year before last. You know, kingdoms are still in existence outside of just the Netherlands, who got a king, and England would have their king, and someplace else. They only want to tell you about the European kingdoms would mimic the African kingdoms.
Yeah. Facts. And speaking of Mansa Musa, he's like my favorite king in history. And for the simple fact that he wasn't greedy, he was very down to earth, he was very, humble. He didn't see himself as higher than anybody, and he would just throw gold in the street. And he upset the natural order of things because people were running around poor. And so he went on this pilgrimage with tons and tons of gold and carriages, and he was just giving it away to people. Like, man, how many kings actually do that? Like, that he upset the natural monetary system at that time.
Yep, he did. And then you had queens like Queen Nzinga and so many other queens also that rule kingdoms here.
Oh yeah.
Had some queens what bought England brought the England to their knees, brought the Portuguese to their knees. Man,
Yeah.
that's so tall, it's so strong, but they don't want to let you know about those things because why? If we truly understood or really truly knew the power that we held within ourselves, we'll no longer bow ourselves down to their systems and their rules and their ordinances and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
won't teach you those things.
No. Because they don't want to have to give it back, you know?
Yeah, because when you think about even their museums are filled with our artifacts that they stole from us.
Yes.
You understand? Our artifacts that they came here and said they discovered, like when you look at Lake Victoria, yeah, when you look at Lake Victoria, that's they said they discovered. How you gonna discover something that was already here and was already named?
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
No,
amazing.
that's
We
so
just sit
interesting.
back as a passive people and just let them do whatever they want. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting you mentioned that, sister, because I actually have, you know, I have a video. I'm not gonna play all of it because it's pretty long. But I have a video about, you know, the artifacts that they have in the museum, and it's like one of the largest museums, might be the largest if I remember correctly. But
Yeah.
you know, I find that interesting. You know, I'll wait till the brother gets back before I play a little bit of it. But they speak on all the artifacts that.
Yeah. Even like they said they burned the libraries and stuff. They didn't. They burned the building, but they didn't burn the information. How do you
Right.
think the Vatican can have 6 miles or how much ever amount of miles underneath the Vatican with library with books and stuff? They our books, they're our
Yeah.
history, they're our scrolls and stuff like that that they stole and then they burned the building out to make you believe that they burned our history and burned. No, they didn't. They
Facts.
know just who we are.
Yeah. And
Better, better
if
do we
anybody,
do.
yeah, and if anybody didn't believe that, go see if you can go visit the archives of the Vatican. That place is locked down tighter than Fort Knox. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not getting in there.
Uh-huh.
No, you won't get there easy. No.
And remember Billy Carson was talking about how it's parts of the Grand Canyon that's it's so guarded that they kill you on sight.
Yeah, shoot to kill. They've
Yeah,
been ordered to shoot to kill.
yeah,
Why? Why? Because you don't want people to know that you could go from the Grand Canyon to come to Africa.
Yep.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
Because you don't want to know that.
See. Let me tell you something. Everything that we believe is what they told us. They told us
Yeah,
this was all Pangea, one um, massive land. Who's to tell us that it's still not one massive land?
Yeah.
mm,
It's the maps and stuff that they give us is the maps that they teach us there again.
Yep.
Why when watch this? Why when you fly in from America to Africa or America to Europe, they only fly you at night. They don't fly you in the daytime.
mm.
What are
Not,
they afraid you can see?
and to add to it, they take certain routes too. Because
That's what he's about to
why does
say.
it
Yeah,
take? Why is it such an 18-hour flight when the plane's moving at 500 miles an hour? You know, come on,
The
man.
18,
Stop.
the 18-hour flight is, think about it. They give you this layover here for 4.5 hours, another layover here next up. But when you look at watch this, and I just was having this discussion 2 days ago with someone. If we believe in a global earth, it takes all of that.
Yeah.
mm.
But we argue why you have to go up to, okay, so for say you fly from Kenya to America. They want to take you up to Amsterdam or up to Paris or up to France or wherever, and then take you across to, to New York or across to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Why? But if we look at the earth as if everything is together, you would understand the pattern that you take because you just go straight directly across and that's it.
Yeah. Which is crazy because
So
even the straight flights, even the nonstop flights that are 16, 17, 18, 20 hours, it's like why would it take that long? Because they're driving around and
Yep.
around and around to make sure they
Yep.
spend that time. So you think that it takes that
yeah.
long, but it really
And then
don't.
when you up there,
I experienced it
and then
firsthand when I
Mm.
yeah,
was flying to Africa. I'm telling you, from Chicago to like New York, it was like that. So I'm looking at the little map thing. I'm like, oh shoot, we gonna get there before they talking about. But it's
Yeah,
like as we got overseas and got over Europe, time this somewhere in Europe, time this was dragging. It's like they was going around, and I'm
yeah,
like, why not just a straight shot? It don't
yeah,
make sense. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. I seen
and
this video. I'm gonna see if I can find it for y'all. This video, this guy broke it down. He was like, man, because you know how they do mathematics to tell like how far the sun is from the moon and all that. And they mathematically calculated how long it would really take us to get from either Florida or wherever in America to Africa, and it was something like 4 or 5 hours at the most.
yes, because
Damn.
And depending
yes,
on the speed of the jet, I said, "What?" So them 17-hour flight, yeah, they driving around in circles. They got us driving. They driving us in circles, and it's sad.
but then I remember what they do. They don't allow you to see the ground. They put clouds underneath you, so you don't even see down below the clouds. You
Yep,
see that you overlap. You understand?
that's right.
They put you in a time. What they call it a time loop.
Yeah, that's what the time loop.
They put you in a time loop.
Yeah. And look at all these. Look at all these. Now that the brother's back too, look at all these interesting artifacts they got in this next video. Like, and I'm gonna just play a little bit of it because it's long. It's like 9 minutes long, but it's it's interesting how like it's like they took it as their own. You know what I mean? And like they're showcasing it like they're the ones that it's crazy.
You know what? Let me
This
say this real
is the
quick, too,
British
bro.
Museum.
Yep, yep, yep.
I was just gonna say that was one of the things that really tripped me out during my awakening, to all this knowledge is when I found out. Because they love to say these are third world countries and they savages and oh before we came along we taught them everything. They was just
Yeah.
but y'all obsessed with their art and their artifacts so much though you put them up, display them in your top of the line museums. Make that part make sense. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Straight facts. Yeah. Make that part make sense.
It's the world's largest world history museum, and it draws millions of visitors every year. Inside, it holds more than 8 million cultural and historical artifacts from all over the world, which cover 2 million years of human history. If you follow the museum's recommended list of don't miss items, you'll see its star pieces. Like this Easter Island sculpture that's about 1,000 years old, or this bronze sculpture of the Hindu god Shiva. But there's a problem hidden in the museum, and we can see an example of it along this route. Out of those 12 pieces, nearly half have disputed ownership. The British Museum claims those pieces belong there, on display for the world to see. But in recent years, many have been fighting to get them back to where they came from.
The list of disputed museum treasures keeps on growing.
Should cultural artefacts return to their home countries or be left in Western museums? The subject of intense debate as to who should now own them.
Fact. Absolute facts.
Yeah, and it's some parts of Africa that have been working on that for a few years now, I think, trying to get their stuff back where it should be.
Where it should be. Just leave them there.
You stole them. You came in the land and you stole them. They were not given to you as gifts. You stole them. Killed the people and stole them.
That's right. Yeah.
And it just don't make sense. Why would I go to Europe to see African artifacts when I should be able to just go to Africa and see African artifacts? I want to go to Europe and see European artifacts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they ain't got none. That's the problem. They ain't got none. They don't have no artifacts. They are made up people of stolen goods.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you, even slavery was not what they made it to believe. Slavery was, we were prisoners of war.
That's right.
They didn't just came here and get us and take us. We were prisoners of war. We didn't want. They took kings and queens and prince and princesses and stuff like that as hostage and made them slaves and come to work in their plantation or whatever they call it, so they could take our land, so they could take the land and stuff like that. That's how they messed up the kingdom. Yeah? They took these things by force and by fire.
Facts.
But you know what though? I was just listening to Rod Hayes say something that really resonated with me a lot, and he was saying, like, his words exactly. This was his words. He said, you know, the pale people had to have the illusion of a run of power because they, you know, you learn from your mistakes. And when I think about that, a lot of white folks, they not racist. A lot of white folks really got good hearts. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, you still got your small group that's just who they are. They purely hatred, but I can see the shift. You know what I'm saying? In reality, in society, in the world. You know what I mean? Where it's like I feel, it just resonated with me because I could see what he meant. Where it's like they have to, I guess, go through their trial and error and learn their mistakes. And I believe the whole planet is elevate. You know what I mean? But it's gonna get worse before it get better for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Even them are waking. Watch this. Even them are waking up that they were taught lies.
Yeah.
Facts.
Even them are waking up that they were taught lies, and it's bad. Just like we were taught lies, they were taught lies. They were taught these things.
That's right.
You know.
That
Hate
is
them.
right.
Hate them underneath you, because if you don't hate them, you know, they can hate you and they can do this thing to you and the next thing to you. But when you put two little children up, when you go into a room with children of all different ethnicities, they're all playing together. They're all sharing, you know. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just like, you know, take America, for instance, like, and I'm just going to talk about the food. America doesn't have an original food. Every food, even the burger, didn't originate here. You know, burger and French fries. That came from Paris, from France. They didn't have anything, right? Even their American chop suey was stolen, right? So spaghetti's from Italy, tacos are from Mexico. Like, they're just, listen, you can't you can't be original, so let's go ahead and steal it. And it's like, just say you're borrowing it or whatever, ask for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just,
that's like how Coca-Cola created Christmas. I mean, Santa Claus. So,
yeah. Same difference.
That's one of the things that trip me out about our people. You know, you will start eating healthy and stuff like that. And I've heard this a couple times, and they hit you with that. Are you eating white? But wait a minute, think about this, what you just said, right, bro? The stuff that a lot of times our people in the hood or whatever, the stuff we consider regular food, what you just say, it's Italian beefs, Italian sausages, guy rolls, pizza. Like
it all came from somewhere else.
what part about that is food we made? You know what I'm saying?
Fried
You
chicken.
start eating white. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, too, the only food that is American is the food that the slaves were cooking for the masters or whatever, or making, like, you know what I'm saying? Those are the only things I can think of that was like chitlins, which don't nobody want that, but you know what I mean? Certain items were actually American, but they don't want to claim that because the rest of the world's looking at them like, man, I'm not eating nobody's intestine. You know, y'all are bugging. Like a lot of hogwash going on.
They're eating chicklins and pig feet and all of different things because they were just scrapping the leftovers that was thrown to them. So they had to make it work to eat those chickens and eat those things. Not necessarily have to because they could stick to their greens and they could stick to their healthy diet, but they choose, oh, we want taste what the master eating. And so now we can go clean with the intestines and make chicklins and what. No, you keep a mess to yourself. You want, and even now today, I see you go to the store. You go buy. People still go into the store to buy buckets of chicklets to go stink up their house. To talk about
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
Right.
Listen to what the Queen said. The Queen said, "Eating white is crazy when all the things we are talking, are taking out our daily eating habits sicken us." Facts.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's a
mean?
fact. It's a fact. We're trying to eat healthy. We're trying to get back to our original way of eating. And if
Yeah.
it means I'm eating white, then hey, I'm eating white.
I'm
But this
eating
is
white,
our
whatever you say.
original way of eating. White. Watch this. Eating white is eating for us. They started eating like us
Yeah,
and take ownership of it.
yeah. And what about, like, in the hood they say, "Oh, you talk white." Talk white. You mean I talk with dignified? I talk with, clarity
Articulation.
and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't talk and sound ignorant. Is that what you mean?
No benefits at all to it. No benefits eating chicken. Nothing at all. But yet still they spending a bunch of money on buying
Hmm.
chicken.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a good question, Queen. What's the nutritional benefits of eating chitlins? Please, somebody
nothing.
tell me.
No
Somebody
benefits at
tell me.
all.
Answer that question.
None
I
whatsoever.
can honestly
So
say I don't think I ever had them. I remember hearing about them when I was young, but I can honestly say I don't think I ever tasted them. It's not one time I can remember tasting them. My earliest memory of chillings is somebody had threw a bunch of them out in the alley,
Wow.
and I just remember ran past. I just remember my parents saying, "Oh, that's chillings." I thought it was like vomit or something. They was like, "Nah, that's chillings." And that's the
Yeah. I
earliest
mean,
memory I had of it.
it looks
I
nasty.
never tried it.
Oh,
That's
I wish I
American
could
thing.
be in
That's
y'all's shoes, man. I've had it before, and I was younger. Obviously, I didn't really have a choice. But once I got a choice, I stayed away from it. Even when I still ate pork, but I didn't touch. I was like, man, them things are so. Even with the hot sauce and all, it's just nasty. Like that's a nasty food, man. It you can still taste the. Ugh, mm, ugh,
yeah. No, I never
cool.
had it, but I know it's an American thing. They just still talking to the Bahamas never brought back with them. No chicken.
Right.
Oh, they
And
have the big thing.
you think about the
Yeah,
intestine too.
big heads and big feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything travels through the intestine. Everything. Right? Everything you eat or that being has eaten travels through the intestine. right? That's also my
So
take on
Queen,
liver
watch
like
this. These are the things,
system.
so these, watch this. These are the things that they give you to eat to dumb you down, to lower your power. They knew that these things was not for the benefit of us staying in our natural power and our highest frequency and our highest frequency to maintain ourselves. So when they came into our kingdom and they saw how we ate the fruits and all those good stuff, the nuts and the grains and stuff like that, the things that we um, ate naturally, they now make it high end stuff, quinoa and all this different things, but natural stuff that we just go in the field and just cook. So they came to the kingdom and they saw how we ate in the kingdom, and that's why they destroyed and dismantled the kingdom and mimic it and take it back with them. So they showed us.
Absolute facts. Absolute facts. It's like my take on liver too. You know, liver filters all the poisons that enter the body. Everything. So you eat a piece of meat, you eat a vegetable, any enzyme that's not supposed to be, the liver filters it. Why would you eat that? You know? But they, oh, liver's good for you. Yeah, no, yeah, no. That's why they stopped saying that. That's why they stopped saying milk does the body good, because they're starting to figure this stuff out, you know? And that's what we got to do about these ancient kingdoms, these lost kingdoms that belong to other people. You know, it's time to give that stuff back. It's time to give back the artifacts. It's time to give back the history, or it's time to take it. However, you know, we're gonna take it when we not taking it like they took or stole the kingdom. It was already ours, you know.
When you look at the real, you have the benign kingdom, you have the one God kingdom. Listen, Africa had so many kingdoms that was
Mm.
destroyed. Queen, let the queen know we can hear the conversation. So many, what you call it?
That's right.
It's a little hard to hear you, Goddess.
Yeah, because we hear queen, we hear the queen also talking at the same time on her phone call.
I didn't catch that part really. Okay. Well,
Yeah, the queen said talking,
Yeah.
talking, talking outside the program is talking white. You know, and that's especially important to like hood mentality. You know, that project mind.
Right.
uh,
So, so
And
when you look at how they hijack the kingdom style and everything, the royalty and all that different stuff, that was us, you know? That was
yeah,
us. Everything that they do now is they learned from us. When we
hmm,
first went to England, England was a sewer system they did not have. The term, watch this, the term don't throw the baby over the bath water was because of England. Because they used to only bathe at a particular time of the year. And so the father used to bathe first, then the mother, then the children, and the baby was the last. And sometimes the baby was left in the water. And the baby gets thrown with the bath water because the bath water was so dirty.
yeah,
uh,
So everything that they learn from us. So when we say somebody talks like, oh, you eating white? No, no, I'm eating original. I'm eating the way we used to eat before they came in and started giving us poison
yeah,
facts. Yeah.
and
absolute.
produce us to these um thing of sugars and all these different things that we when we are
But people definitely waking up to it. Ironically, we having this conversation. I just had a talk with a sister earlier at the grocery store, and she saying all the juices I was buying. And right before I got in line, she was having a talk with somebody else about juicing and starting to make her own juices and stuff. So we had a nice little talk about it, and she was saying like, our people was dying from cancer, and I'm just like, sugar, it's the sugar.
Yeah,
We consume way
Yeah.
too much sugar, and she just
mhm,
looking like, hmm, you know.
sugar the parasite.
Yeah.
Parasites. If we could cleanse it, there's parasites that are not because the parasites eat the sugar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if
Yeah.
they could get on black seed oil and oregano oil, they would kill those parasites out of their body. You see cancer leaving. You
Hmm.
see what you call Alzheimer's leaving. You see MS, multiple sclerosis, or you see all these things leaving because why you killing the parasites that is invading your body.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
Yep.
see, cancer, sugar is the food the parasites seek and look for in the body.
Yeah.
So once you eat sugary food, you only feeding the parasites that is in your body.
Yeah. And
It's,
science has
it's
already proven that cancer cells, tumors, and all that, they actually feed off of sugar.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's their favorite thing to eat. And
And
yes,
people
yes.
consume
it
so
ain't
much
Exactly.
sugar
Okay.
a day and don't even realize it. Like,
and it ain't like it's the natural sugar. It's that white processed crap that it
Yes,
likes.
sugar. Yes, yep,
uh-huh.
yep.
Because the honey, the honey actually prevents parasites can't grow in the honey. That's why it lasts for centuries and millions of years. It just they got honey right now. Is there's some honey is $65,000 a pound because it's
Mm.
been aged for like some odd decades or something like that. And it just it tastes so good. It tastes better than when I'm like, man, and they got they got us soul food, man. We out here just giving up our kingdoms because we don't know any better. But now that we have the knowledge and we're spreading that awareness, people just gotta wake up because I don't. I used to have to add like agave or honey to my juices when I juiced, but I realized recently I had the wrong type of machine. So now I got this new machine. I don't add nothing. I put the fruit and the vegetables and the stuff in the juicer, and man, I'm telling you, my family loves it. We're like, yo, this is you
Mm.
can taste all the sweetness, even from there's sweetness in like broccoli and like I did the green stuff first, the broccoli and the spinach, and I took a sip of that. I
Mhm.
was like, damn, this is sweet, like already, and I hadn't even mixed the fruit in yet. So it's amazing if you just as long as you juicing right, you don't need nothing. You don't need no sugar, additives, none of that.
Mhm. Yeah, man, I just came across some information that say we got to take it easy on spinach. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
man, it's one thing after another. Once you think you learn something, you find out something else. 'Cause I used to love spinach, but now they saying we should take it easy on spinach too.
yeah,
You know,
and also what was the other thing? Queen just told me broccoli. The Queen Oracle was just telling me that.
broccoli too.
Um, I
Wow.
think she said broccoli. Yeah, she said be careful with the spinach and the broccoli. Like if you eating it like every day, it can cause some issues. So
Yeah,
like bringing
not
it down to
every
once,
day.
twice, or
But
something a week.
Yeah, I like broccoli too, man. That's
anything we do, we gotta do in moderation. We gotta mix it up because
Yeah,
remember, fruit.
right.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Anything
and
we do, we
that
gotta
that
do it.
yeah, that only makes sense too. That only makes sense. And that's how
Yeah.
we're gonna get our kingdom back is by awakening our bodies, awakening our minds, and awakening our spirits. Once we awaken all these things, and it's a process. First you gotta cut out the sugar, then you gotta cut out that, then you gotta cut. Next thing you know, you attacking toxoplasmas. Like that's what I was doing. Like I had to get that. Once I learned what toxoplasma was, I was like, God damn, no wonder I'm so damn angry and ornery all the time. And
Mm.
once I got that out of my system, it was so much easier to subside my, you know what I mean, to bury my anger, not even bury it, like get rid of it. I don't want to say bury because it's like it's still there, but you know, it was so much easier to process things and be like, you know what, I don't need to get all bent out of shape over this because it's not that big of a deal. And you know, that toxoplasm, and that's how they're stealing kingdoms, is the poisons and the tricks, because a lot of times we're signing over our rights and our kingdoms and our livelihood ourselves.
Yeah. The first takeover was violent. You understand? But now the takeover is subtle. It's biochemical war. Let me mess their minds up. Let me not let them know who they are. Let me mess their food up. Let me mess their health up. Let me let them fight against one another. Whether it's Christians against Muslims or Hebrew Israelite against the world and all these different things. So let me just keep them in a loop and a circle of not coming to the fullness of who they are. And we will keep a hold of the kingdom. We will keep governing and ruling over them. We will continue to be lords over them, because now they fighting with each other. Too busy fighting with they too busy making it black or white and Indian and chief and all this different stuff. And so you never really come to the fullness of who you are, fighting
Yeah.
outside of yourself. Do the work on yourself, and the kingdom would. I'm telling you, when I went to Uganda, I was so in awe. To literally, I saw the king. To literally, I went to the palace. I went to the parliament. So I saw these things for myself in operation.
Yeah.
You
Man, you
understand? And watch how they operate in this kingdom. Every Wednesday, 50, I think it's 54, 52 clans in that kingdom, right? And every week, one clan is responsible for bringing products from their farms and stuff so they could feed the among them.
mhm. And y'all know my wife is from
Every
Uganda.
week,
Don't get me started on that little president
every
over
week.
there.
Yeah, I worry about the president over there. I don't get into that aspect of it, because when you get into that aspect of it, that vibration could really pull you. You understand? But I'm talking about the Buganda kingdom, and how it is still in operation today, and how
Yeah.
they feed their people, how they every week on Wednesday they bring food to the palace, and then they distribute the food from the palace to the people. That's the kingdom in operation
Yeah. Yeah.
today, you know?
It be places
And
like
the
that
people
I
in
be run away to. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. It's like I just want a simple life, man. Fruits and vegetables to eat, and be able to just, you know what I'm saying, just peace. All this
Yeah.
chasing material stuff and chasing money, like for what? For what? We can't take none of it with us. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
People killing themselves to get this material, and it's like
Yeah.
it just feel useless, just running in this on a hamster wheel, just doing all this for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is for nothing too. You know, you said it, brother. You know, that's why it's like, in order to escape, you know, the system and really take back your kingdom, it starts today. You know, and for us, it started, a couple years back or a few years back or however. But the more we keep grasping at those
And
different
when
ideas,
you think about it, when you think about it, right? Everything that they fighting for and killing people for, you never see a U-Haul truck go to the cemetery. You never see them put the furnitures, the cars, the house in the grave with you.
Exactly.
None of
yeah,
Because
those
your
things
family
go with you.
is fighting
But you
over it
killing
now.
and fighting and doing all these different things to get all these things, to obtain all these things, and you never really enjoyed your life.
right,
Never enjoyed your
You
life.
never really. sit back and enjoy the simple things of life. I know people who work all of their lives to build their dream house. And the minute they were supposed to move into that house, they died.
Mm.
And what happened? Family now fighting over it. People got this one, the brother got the sister in court, the uncle got the nieces and nephews in court trying to take these properties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you never was able to just sit underneath a tree and just breathe, just
Yeah.
enjoy fresh air, just enjoy a coconut or enjoy an apple or just enjoy listening to the birds.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, sister, I'm glad you said that, because that's part of the reason how they're even able to steal a whole kingdom like that, is because the family is at odds and not know, you know what I mean? They never see the thief coming. They never see the treachery because they too busy fighting with each other. This is my land, this is that. And they're able to, I might as well throw my hat in the ring, is how, you know. And I'm not saying every kingdom is stolen that way, but you gotta know that some of them was stolen exactly like that. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. Because how did Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles and all them people end up, you know, monarchy over England when this is a melanated brother who said, "I'm the rightful heir." Man, that speaks volumes to me. You know, that speaks serious volumes,
Okay.
because I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna put in place so that my kingdom is not. You can't steal it. There ain't no way you're gonna be able to steal. You're gonna have to kill everybody off. You know, and that's going to be hard to do if we got generations and generations that's knowing their history. And I'm teaching my son and he's teaching his sons, and everybody's on that land. Like, this is our land. You're not just coming and taking it like that. We got to learn from history.
Yep. Yeah, y'all gotta excuse me from device to device. These devices ain't working with me.
No worries. No. Glad you were able to tap in even a little bit, you know.
So what's the next video?
Yo, the next video,
Yeah.
yes. This is the juicy one, honestly. This is the one right here.
Anybody who know their true history, who read up on their history, who read up and research everything, knows that the first true rulers of England was copper people. Because like we told y'all, we were here first. We were everywhere first. So we have this copper brother who did his genealogy and found out that he is related, blood related, to the first king and queen of England, and has made it his business to go reclaim his motherfucking throne. Yes, you heard me right. England will be ruled by a copper brother real soon.
Tell me what you're here today in Parliament. Well, I'm here today in Parliament to represent the Windrush generation, and also to proclaim and declare that I, Lancelot, was the real King of England by bloodline, by genealogy, by law and constitution. Because we're from the ancestral house of Wessex and Mercia, and we have right to the throne over King Charles, which is a foreign administrator, and he's from Saxe-Coburg and Buffon, which is a foreign house. It's not native to England, and a lot of people don't know, so we're under foreign government, and that's what is affecting all of those that are from the Windrush generation. A lot of uneducated people that are representing us that are not doing the justice, and that's why when you see the footage, you know, that was an excellent one, because someone needs to change the dynamic of what's going on.
Where can they find it?
houseoflancelot.org, and you find the whole history, find the teachings. We're dealing with so much, because again, there's so much pretenders, so much foreign invader that's going on right now. Even in this is again based on my bloodline, Westminster Parliament, Westminster Abbey. This is based on King Edward I, again from the House of Wessex, and as we know, we have a lot of whitewashing, things being changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more in right of the King of England than Charles itself, because it's in my blood. You could find it in Westminster Abbey. I am trying to tell the king that, and I've made sure I'm trying to tell the king that. No, this is the time. It is the time. There's no other time.
I hear me now.
There's no other time.
Listen, me, Lance.
No, this is when people are dying, and you're saying this ain't the time. When's gonna be the time? Do everyone die?
I've heard you make that point a number of times. Here's what I suggest. Here's what I'm suggesting.
You let them come. That's the whole point. Because again, this has to be examined. This is for real. Again, us as children, it should be the only one that should be in Parliament, because this is written in the House of Lords Presidency Act 1539 that we, the children, are the only one that's supposed to be sitting in Parliament. And yet there's foreign MPs, again, foreign government and foreign everything. Unfair, because all of the other people, they're uncomfortable.
Wow. Wow.
I love it. I love it.
My thing my thing with that is this. He went to, I look like he went to Parliament to speak and stuff like that. One thing we know for sure is England is a very anti anything else other than the pale skinned people. And so with that, he have to have real good security, because that's all I could think. He needs to govern himself, because they are pale skin in England ain't like no place else.
Yeah.
That's why they imported them into America, so you the brutality of those people.
Yeah, that type of stuff give me chills. I love to see anybody that's just in those type of settings talking to those politicians or whatever, and just coming with that energy, that revolutionary energy. It will change. I demand change. Like I love it, you know. But I had a couple of other epiphanies too. It's like, I think it's definitely about to be some chaos, because you got to think about people like the Ku Klux Klan. It's like they just bred to be racist, you know, and be soldiers of war. Stuff like that is going to ignite a fire in them that I think it's going to bring a lot of chaos in the world. Because you got to think, even when Charlie Kirk got killed, they was going around, white man, they was for some slogan they had, white man stand up, a white man stand together, something like that. And it's like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you had like black people ain't had nothing to do with that, but y'all still ready to turn this into a race war. So just imagine how they gonna feel when they see a black man like that actually standing up and getting ready to take back. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna ignite a type of fight. So I think we might have to be prepared for that too. You know, but that's gonna trigger a lot of people that's agents of chaos.
That is in that.
Yeah.
That is in their root chakra. See, the thing about it is it's going to trigger people who are in their root chakra. Those of us that are like from a healed place, we're going to see it, and we will know how to send positive vibration and stuff like that to it, versus getting ourselves physically rallied up and anxious and about something like that. You understand? If you don't know how to bring balance, emotional balance, and you don't know how to balance that energy, you will get riled up and worked up and get caught right up in the midst of all of what is happening, you know, because there's layers to this thing. This is something I was telling somebody else today. This history that we are so adamant about finding out, if we realize that there are so much layers to it, we won't get ourselves so worked. We'll try our best to live in peace with ourselves first and foremost, because if you ain't got peace within yourself, you know, you can have peace outside of you first. You have to create a peaceful environment. You understand? It's like I had a friend came over to the house, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, the peace is." I thought your other house had peace, but the peace inside this house is at a whole different level.
Upgrade.
Like, man, you got so much peace in here. So imagine, because I created an environment full of peace. I don't even have a TV in my house, to be honest with you. So anything negative I watch, I go on and pull myself in it, or my phone, or on my thing. And then when I see them coming, I get rid of them quickly. Why? Because it's not to say I'm not running and isolating myself from anything, because I can tell you everything what's going on in the world. I can tell you about Venezuela. I can tell you about BRICS. I can tell you about China. I can tell you about these things. But now when I pull them into my peace, I alchemize them and turn them into what I need. Not nothing to make me frustrated and cause me to be upset.
That's
You
right.
see?
Yes.
And what y'all talking about, or what y'all talking about with these pale skin trying to pull us into that. A lot of people get caught up in it because they will be in their root chakra. They will be in their low third density, third you that low vibration. So we have to protect our minds. Those of us who say, and I heard this woman said it today. When Morpheus gave the choice and the blue pill, either one of them you choose. You choose in a system. Still within the matrix. But if you choose to stand outside of the matrix and watch the blue pill and the red pill, now you're in control of yourself. You are totally out of the matrix when you don't choose any of them. Because when you look at government, it's the blue or the red. All of them is still the system. It's still the system.
That's right. Yeah.
Still the system.
And you know who that's gonna bother. Go ahead, my bad.
It's gonna bother them more than it's gonna bother us. But even with this brother who went to parliament, who say he is the king, even even if he is the king, how you present yourself is how people see you. First impression is a serious impression. You even ain't come dressed. You understand? In that authoritative, let me tell you, when you step into a place, your very presence is supposed to change that atmosphere when you walk in that who I am, who you are, that anointing, that kingmanship, that queenmanship, that authority, that seat that you're supposed to be sit on. That's you're supposed to walk in that essence. I finished. Right. I finished.
Absolutely.
See, that's gonna bother the people who are so inert on the system. They're so dependent on what they've been told, and it's like you tell somebody, and we've gone over this before. You know, you tell somebody that green is blue and blue is green, or 2 + 2 is 5. From the time they're born up till the time they're 30 or 40 years old, you're not going to be able to just tell them differently. You know, they're going to fight you every step of the way, right? And it's not until they wake up and start to see, okay, wait, I know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 2 + 2 has to equal 4. That sometimes takes a while for the person so that's who is really going to bother. Like, this didn't bother me at all when I saw it. I rejoiced when I saw it. I said, man, I knew something was up with these guys anyway. You know, who's to say that this king and queen, or Queen Elizabeth and all that, like, who's to say that they were actually these duchesses and princesses? And
no,
you know what I mean? Like,
they stole it.
Yeah, they stole
that. They're Germans. They're Germans. They're Ashkenaz and Khazars. They're not originally from England. They're not originally from England. They're Germans. You understand? And they're Ashkenaz and Khazars. So they stole that thing. That's why they brought Queen Charlotte. They brought Queen Charlotte to marry King George because that was the great experiment. They needed that melanated blood to keep them going. This is
Yeah.
what people don't understand, the full loop of that royal lineage. That would have been already wiped out if Queen Charlotte didn't step in.
Yeah.
So Queen Elizabeth great grandmother was a black woman, and Queen Charlotte, they brought her. She was a Moor. She had Jayhawk's shade of color.
Yeah.
That was her color, and her father was from Africa. From what was, oh goodness, what the kingdom name? Oh gosh, I can't remember the kingdom that she came from. So she was from royalty. Queen Charlotte was from royalty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was a royal lineage from Africa that they stole and brought there just as a great experiment to marry George, crazy George.
Yeah.
And let's talk about this too. How, you know, those original rulers or those original people of royalty, they was more, like kind of chosen by the people to be in those positions, right? Because they were better leaders. They was people for the people. That was actually for the people.
Right.
Everybody was happy when it was that rulership. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You absolutely right. And you
And
can
that's how
tell.
it should be.
Yeah, 'cause you can tell by like Inca and like the Aztecs, and you got like even Mansa Musa. These people were chosen because of their qualities, because of their like, I'll follow you because I trust that you gonna lead us into a right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Bro, I could follow you as king without any questions or issues or anything. And if I have any concerns or whatever, I know I can bring them to you, and you'll take a look at it. You know what I mean? With open eyes, like. But these people just wanted power, and it's like they wanted to run it. They just looked at it like it's all about the status quo to some people, right? It's that status quo that's they're after. That's what's more important to them. They don't care about what people really want, what the people need. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could
all about
easily
themselves.
follow any one of our goddesses, Queen Oracle, Queen Dr. Sublime. I could follow either one of them as ruler of this sovereign nation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't bother me one bit because I trust their judgment. I know they have my best interest at heart, right? And this is why, like, you got some people, and those are the rare ones, though, the ones who actually start to take power so they can give it back to the people, but then they got a taste of that power, and now they don't want to give it up. So I know that happens, but mostly it's people who just want power just to have it, just to say I'm better than this person, or now I can tell people what to do. I can walk on roses and red carpets and all this other crazy jazz to feel like I'm somebody, because deep down, they know they're nothing but a piece of shit. So if I put myself in parliament, now I can portray to the world that I'm something I'm not.
Yeah. Because the people hold those positions in high esteem. They don't hold them accountable. Instead of holding people in high esteem, you need to hold them accountable, because you're supposed to be working for me.
That's
not
right.
me work, not
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people let the slightest amount of power go to their head. Like even like correctional officers, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Just like that experiment. What's the name of it? I forget. When they had some were the prisoners and some of the guards. Oh,
that's exactly what I'm thinking about. I forgot the name of it too, but that's exactly what I was thinking.
I just was, man, I used to know that it's at the tip of my tongue. But everybody know what we're talking about. That experiment just proves just how wicked some people are. And it was rare. It was that one guy. It was maybe one or two who was like, yo, this ain't right. We shouldn't be doing this, blah, blah, blah. But he was outnumbered as far as the guards go. So it was like, man, I said, damn, that's crazy. There's no way I could have sat back and been like, just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it was temporary.
Yeah, hey, you got to stop this experiment or something, man. These people ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I would have been a guard and I would have had to stand up for the, nah, bro, nah, you're not doing that. And I think it did have in the movie anyway. I don't know how the real experiment went, but in the movie it was like the dude he was speaking up, but he wasn't really putting any, you know, power behind or any authority behind his position, you know, and really standing on business. Be like, no, you're not doing that, man. You got to remember this is a damn experiment. Calm down.
Exactly. I would have been laughing like, bro, y'all know this like pretend, right?
Yeah, like crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, family. So, but I believe that the kingdom will be restored once we restore ourselves back to looking within ourselves first and foremost, and then we restore our love for one another. Ubuntu, I am because you are. You understand? When people understand what Ubuntu really is, that means I'm not gonna eat and see you hungry and not feed you. I'm not gonna have two coats and see you cold and not give you one of mine.
Right.
You understand? That's Ubuntu. That's what it's supposed to be. And that's what the kingdom was all about. No one suffering lack, all things common. That's where commonwealth was all about. That everyone, the king made sure everyone in his kingdom, the queen made sure everyone in her kingdom ate, had clothes, had shelter. That's true kingdom, and that was stolen.
That's a lot of responsibility. Everybody want to be a king or a queen, but do you really want that responsibility of having to make sure everybody good?
Yeah, heavy lies on the ground.
But the thing about it was, the thing about it is that's why you had so many kingdoms, whereas so that you understand, you didn't have, it wasn't so big that you could not be able to hear, and then you had chiefs that will come back and report to you, or people will report to the chief, and then the chief then come and talk to the king and say, this is what's going on in my region, this is what's happening in this region, this is what's happening in this region. You understand? And then the king would say, okay, now you carry these seeds and you'll plant these here. You carry these cows and you'll raise this here. You carry these goats and you'll raise this there. So it wasn't just the king sitting on the throne and trying to rule everybody, but he also appointed chiefs that will come back and give an account. And this is what I saw in the Buganda kingdom. So I'm saying this thing is still doable because yes, they had a king, but he had chiefs. Each clan had chiefs and councilmen.
Yeah.
That and they now come. And they came and they talk and they say, this is what's going on. This person had a debt. This person, you know, had just got married. So you know what was allocated for the family who had a debt. This was allocated for the family who had a marriage. This was allocated for the family who just had a child born. Education and making sure they are operating as a kingdom.
That's right.
To be honest with you, I would be scared to rule any other way than that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even feel comfortable ruling, being a selfish king, because I'll be too worried about getting betrayed. So I wouldn't even feel comfortable ruling any other way than making sure everybody is good and happy, is happy, and it's happy that I'm their king. So I could sleep comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Anything outside of that, exactly. You got to worry about your food getting poisoned and all type of stuff. You know, so yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah, man. It's foolish.
Think about it
like that.
Okay, when you think about it, look at what happened. I think it was last week, but they tried to do with Burkina Faso. You know, Those young people stood out there and stood up so that coup that was planned again was not take place. That means people love what this young man is doing.
Hmm.
The
Exactly.
people love what he's doing. He's looking out for the people, so now the people looking out for him.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. And
Yep.
that's the
And you
truth.
That's
think about
kingdom.
it, your legacy is only based off of your people. So think about a kingdom where the king is doing right by his people and everybody's happy and abundant. And then think about a kingdom where
That's it. That's
everybody
it.
fighting each other and they all really despise the king. Which kingdom are you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Which kingdom you gonna choose?
Right.
Oh gosh, me and these fools.
Or kingdoms that are being where the king is being oppressive. Those ones always turn out bad for the king. Always.
Yeah.
You know. And shout out to Jonathan said, you got to share the power. That's how true leadership
Facts.
is really done. If we
Facts.
share our
Facts.
power, and you know, Jay Hooks, you got the South, and I got the East, and Dr. Sublime has the West, and Queen Oracle has the North, right? That is how true leadership really ends in a great way. And nobody, the people just they're gonna be in so much bliss that they're not gonna let anything come and mess that up. Somebody that's coming to destroy or coming with treachery, they're gonna out that immediately, and they're gonna rise up against that, and that little situation not gonna last very long. Because the
They
people
gotta
are
be
gonna know.
open to mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say then you gotta be open to other people's ideas too. You can't just
Yeah,
be sitting up there thinking I'm right all the time and no, because you might miss something.
that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
I
right.
just I just seen I just seen that in the live action Mulan movie. I was watching with my daughter and this when she finally came out and exposed that she was a woman. Whatever.
Yeah,
Long story short, she got banned. She came back. She told them, "Hey, all this is distraction." At first, dude was like, "Nah, I don't want to hear nothing you talking about." But then the other soldiers was like, "Nah, I believe her." So he finally
yeah,
came to his senses. Like, man, you know what? I believe you too. Now, if he would have stayed stuck in his ways, that would have been a whole different story. But he said, you
right.
know what? That was leadership. He said, no, let me listen to my people. They listening to her. Let me listen too. And
Yes,
they was able to go save the day. You
that's
know.
right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we know, like the Queen Doctor Sublime is so right when she said with the king we will take the kingdom back. And we're
I'll
doing it
say.
with little tribes like this, like our tribe, because there's no reason why one person needs to be ahead. Like Dr. Sublime will know something that I have no idea about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because we're headed, let's say I'm just going to use this as an example, but let's say we're heading to a region, in the Caribbean or something that she grew up in, and, been there all her life or whatever. Like, why shouldn't she be the guide, right? But that's the
Exactly.
issue. We got these kings and queens that's like, I'm the king. You know what I'm saying? I'm the queen. So what? Right? And that's where we gotta get our power, man. We share that power, and nothing could take us down, nothing can stop us. We'll be on top forever, you know, and it'll be an
I'm
eternal
unstoppable.
flame that burns. Come
Because you're
again?
sharing them, and not only that, you're a listening king and you're listening queen. You're listening to the cries of the people, the heart of the people, and you're working with them. And you will reign. The people be singing, "Oh King, live forever, will rule forever," because why? They are happy with the way you are ruling and governing over them.
Uh-huh.
You
That's
know.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yep.
try to believe that the kingdom will be restored, and there's a time whereas I would say a kingdom. I don't know if we want to go back to kingdom, but empire and stuff like that. I don't know what a new dispensation is going to be like, because we're heading into a new dispensation, a new era. And we
Yeah,
just got to be able to embrace it and work together. Like I said, I see him with Ubuntu,
yeah,
understanding that I am because you are.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Queen is always say, staying present. You
yeah,
understand in every moment, staying present in the moment,
that's
and
right.
that would be that we'll be able to continue to build together.
And here's the thing, sister. When you mentioned about the two coats, I may only have one coat, but I'm always hot, even in the wintertime. My
Oh,
hands
what
are
happened?
sweating right now. Like not sweating, but they're moist right now. They're clammy already. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit glossy, and they're always like that. I'm always overly hot, so you can take my coat right off my back. Here, take this, because I'm freaking sweating. I'm only wearing it because I don't want to carry it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in situations like that where I'm just like, damn, I wish but I don't want to carry the coat. You know, I need my hands, so I have it on. But I'm like, man, I'm waiting till I get to the house. So I can take this thing off, or get somewhere I can take this doggone coat off. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a coat. I just use a hoodie because my blood runs so hot. So it's we have to get back to that type of thinking. You know, I am because you are. I love that, and we need to be that for everybody. We need to remember that we're speaking to ourselves when we speak to somebody else. You know, yes,
Facts,
we have our
facts, facts.
own individual personalities and our own, like, we're separate by only a small marginal, you know what I mean? There's only a small distance between us, but we all come from the same ultimate source of consciousness. So
Mm-hmm.
once we get back to that, that's when we'll really find the true power that's within us to take back these kingdoms that the doctor so elegantly mentioned, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to share that power, man. Like, we got to share that power.
Absolutely.
And I'm creating a perfect example of that, which I already told you guys about it. It's a surprise. I got to finish the last touches on it, but you know, it's powerful when you do that, because then how can they take it? How can anybody take it away from me if it's not just mine, right? Something
Mm-hmm.
happens to me, you can step up and be like, nah, hey, that's me. That's me and my two sisters right here. You thought you was gonna take it because my brother gone? Nah, that's not happening, gang. You see what I'm saying? So this is why we have to share the power. When you just want to be the one sole ruler of something, somebody's gonna want and covet that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yo, facts, man. But
I don't
it's
want to be
that
coveted.
it's definitely coming to that, man. I seen Greenland too over the weekend, and at the end of the movie, and I don't really do no spoilers for nobody, but at the end of the movie, the message was we have to get back to a place of what do you say, peace, empathy, love, and some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it was just all facts. You know, and the thing that tripped me out about a lot of these movies that's the end of the world happening or whatever, it's just how savage everybody become. You know, so
Yeah,
at one point in the movie, I'm gonna just say this. You know, at one point, everybody they was all living as a community in this bunker, but then once the bunker went haywire, it was every man for themselves. Like, what just happened to the community y'all had? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's like, man, it's the end of the world, man. So like, instead of me trying to snake you out of something, how about we just work together to keep on going? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's power in numbers.
yes,
in all these movies, it's always people trying to snake each other out, kill each other because they want the last piece of chicken. Okay, well, how about we just split the piece of chicken? Because even if you get the whole piece of chicken, you're gonna eat it right now, but then you're gonna still be hungry again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like you know, took a life and did all this extra stuff for what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And they show
So
that in movies all about water, with water too. That be the it's like, man, you just need a look, you just need a few drops to carry on to the next, whatever have you, the next day. And it's like if we come up and you and I, we come up with an idea and it's like, okay, we got 1 gallon of water. We really should, and we got this little measuring cup or whatever. We gotta do a cup a day until we can get rescued or whatever. That cup is gonna keep us alive for days, as opposed to no, I'm drinking like I'm thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thirsty, but I'm about to just guzzle this, and then you can guzzle it, and then what we gonna do for tomorrow, right?
Exactly.
So people don't ever really think like that, and
that's one of the things. That's one of the things I love about becoming more spiritual, man. Like, of course, it's easier to say right now because it's not happening, but I genuinely believe, like, if I'm ever in a crisis like that, I'm gonna be like ready to go. I'm not gonna. I mean, like, I'm gonna try to stay alive, of course, but like, let's just say for example, if I see a flood coming and I know like I'm not gonna be able to outrun it, I'm probably just gonna sit there, close my eyes, and just be ready for what's to come. But I know I'm not about to outrun this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be so scared to die, and it's like that's one of the things that I love about becoming spiritual. I embrace the afterlife. It's inevitable,
right?
And that's another thing too about these movies. People be doing all this to killing each other and all snaking each other to survive for. I mean, but you're still going to die. People do this stuff and they act like they're gonna be able to live forever. You're still going to die. You know what I'm saying? So just I don't know, it'd be stupid to me. Some of the stuff that be going on in the movies for people to survive for a few extra days, a few extra years. Like,
right,
it's just death.
Yeah.
What you doing to yourself? You know what I'm saying?
And man, your movie you mentioned that together, bro, it's actually on Tubi, man.
On Tubi already?
Yeah, it's on Tubi. They just popped on too. I think the beginning of this month, because they change over every month. And I was like, wow. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to watch it now because I think you said it was what, on Netflix or something, somewhere else.
Nah, it was on Amazon.
Oh, on Amazon. Okay, yeah. And I don't have Amazon, so I was like, man, it'll pop up. And every time I do that or say that, it always, you know what I mean? Like every month, I'll be like, man, I really want to see this movie, and I'll say it in my head, and sure enough, it'll pop up on something that I have. You know what I mean? That I have access to. So, and I think it's on 2 of them. I think it's on 2 platforms right now. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu, one of them 2, and it's on Tubi too. I was like, man, definitely about to peep that. But yeah, we gotta get
your esoteric thoughts on it once you get a chance to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit you up. And you say Greenland, huh?
Yeah, Greenland 2 just came
Greenland
out.
2. I don't think I've seen either one of those.
Yeah, it just came out Friday, I think.
Oh, okay. Is it in theaters or?
Yeah, it's still in theaters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
But yeah, do we have any more videos, God?
No, we don't got no more videos.
Okay.
I was praying we'd have the sister for the closing thoughts, but she's having her internet device issues, I should say. Not internet, but device issues or whatever. But yeah, man, I gotta go check on my pot, my rice and beans, and
okay. Yeah, I gotta get ready to get some rest, man. I got a long run tonight. Got a long run tonight.
Where you headed?
Got to go all the way to Burlington, Iowa, or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something like Iowa. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
It's a little.
My little stuff been picking up too, man. That's why it's been. I ain't been streaming. I ain't really been doing no editing really, but
Mm-hmm.
it'd be like
Yeah,
that
it be
sometimes.
tough to balance it all sometime, and then the time be going so fast, man. I swear you do one or two things, 3-4 hours done went past. Like what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I ain't even. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
man. I'll kick off my closing thoughts.
yeah.
Hey, you know, I wish we would been able to talk a little bit about Atlantis too, because that's definitely a stolen kingdom. You know,
Yeah.
they say Atlantis was something special, but like we said, I think it's get back to all that. So in due
Yeah.
time, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, my closing thoughts is family. You know, just really what Dr. Sublime said. Find it. Don't even worry about going back down the rabbit hole too much, and because it might make you upset finding out all the stuff that was really stolen. You know, so find your inner kingdom. Find your inner kingdom and be at peace within. Find your inner royalty and treat others how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you royalty and you want to be treated as royalty, you gotta treat others as such. You know, and it'll come back to you for sure.
That's right.
It'll come back to you. So let's instead of worrying about too much about old kingdoms, let's worry about rebuilding new kingdoms.
That's right.
And it starts with us. It starts within first. You know.
Facts. I say.
I say.
Yeah, man. The the thing is, right, and I'm gonna put this in my closing thoughts is I love that, sharing the power thing, but most importantly, you gotta find it within yourself first. Otherwise, you're not gonna share that power, right? Because I always thought that, and I always felt that way. Like if I ever was in charge of something, I would give that power away to others, and get some help with said, kingdom or said ruling. You know what I mean? And it's like that's why I'm so grateful for y'all because I feel comfortable. I feel 100% okay with sharing whatever power I get. If I get any, I want to share it because it's going to be hard to actually take that away from me because I'm sharing it with somebody else. Right. And so I really believe that. And that's why you got to find that kingdom within yourself. And once you find that kingdom, people, you will be immensely grateful that you found it within yourself because then that's when you can actually start to expand it out into a real kingdom, right? So that's my closing thoughts, man. I really believe that we got to find it within, like you said, like the doctor said, you know.
I say.
Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Peace, family.
yeah.
The next.
That's our time. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just saying peace and until the next time.
Yeah, until the next time. Yes, make sure y'all tune in and tap that like button, please. It helps others be able to see these videos that it resonates with. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, this is the High Vibe Tribe with Dr. Sublime, Empress Oracle Queen P, J Hooks the Great, and myself, Speculum Ambulo. So please enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Love y'all.
And one more time, every time till I'm gone. Shout out to the chosen ones worldwide.
Yes, yes.
Peace.
Peace, peace. Ashe.